Welcome, everyone. Today, we are diving into a transformative philosophy that can change your life, one tiny step at a time. We often believe that greatness requires massive, sweeping transformations. But the most powerful way to improve isn't by jumping to the summit. It is by focusing entirely on the very next step. Let us explore the incredible art of Kaizen together. In post-war Japan, industries were in ruins, resources were incredibly scarce, and the path to recovery seemed impossible. Yet, within just a few decades, Japan became a global powerhouse of quality and efficiency. The secret wasn't a radical overnight revolution. It was a quiet, relentless philosophy known as Kaizen, which represents the art of continuous, small improvement for everyone. Kaizen is not just a business strategy for factories. It is a profound lens through which to view human potential. It teaches us that while the human brain often fears massive change, it thrives on the beauty of the incremental. We can achieve so much more by focusing on small, consistent gains, rather than trying to conquer the mountain in a single, exhausting leap. Principle 1. The elimination of the all-or-nothing trap. Many of us fail because we set goals that are far too intimidating. We want to write a book, so we try to write 10 pages at once. When we inevitably get tired or distracted, we simply quit. Kaizen suggests a different approach. Write just one single sentence. Just one. By lowering the threshold of entry, you effectively bypass the brain's natural resistance to change. When you make a task so small it is impossible to fail, you create the momentum necessary to keep going. This simple shift in perspective turns daunting challenges into manageable, daily actions that lead to massive results over time. Principle 2. The culture of Genba, or being on the ground. In a Japanese workshop, leaders go to the floor where the actual work happens. They do not analyze problems from a distant ivory tower. Instead, they observe reality. For our personal productivity, this means practicing radical self-honesty. We must stop blaming external factors for our lack of focus and start observing our own reality. We look at our own Genba, our daily habits. We identify the tiny, invisible frictions that stop us, like a messy desk or an unorganized browser tab. By fixing the small physical constraints of our environment, we create a flow that requires less willpower to maintain. This subtle shift in your surroundings reduces mental clutter, and it builds a foundation for lasting success. Third, Kaizen values the process over the outcome. In Western productivity culture, we are often obsessed with the result. Did I finish the project? Did I get the promotion? Kaizen shifts the spotlight entirely. It asks, is the process better today than it was yesterday? If you spend your energy perfecting your system rather than chasing the finish line, the results become an inevitable byproduct of your consistency. It turns the mundane act of working into a practice of refinement. Fourth is the concept of muda, or the removal of waste. In Japan, waste isn't just about trash. It is about any action that doesn't add value. In our own lives, how much of our day is spent in hidden waste? The constant checking of emails, the anxiety-driven multitasking, or even the meetings that could have been simple messages. Applying Kaizen means performing a silent audit of your time. It is not about doing more. It is about stripping away the noise so that the few actions that truly matter can be executed with precision. Once you clear the clutter, you find a new sense of focus and clarity that was previously buried under the weight of unnecessary tasks and constant, mindless interruptions. Fifth is the practice of standardization. Once you find a small improvement that works, you lock it in. You make it the new baseline. Many people improve for a week, and then they revert to their old ways because they rely only on motivation. Kaizen relies on systems. By creating a standard, you stop using your precious mental energy to decide what to do next. You simply follow the path you have already paved. This creates a peaceful autopilot state where productivity feels like a habit, not a chore. By locking in these tiny wins, you ensure that progress becomes a permanent part of your life. Finally, you transform your daily routine into a reliable system that works for you day after day, without fail. Imagine a philosophy that honors respect for the individual. Kaizen is not about top-down pressure. It is about empowering every person to suggest one small improvement. When you apply this to yourself, you stop being your own harsh critic, and you start acting like your own supportive coach. You finally acknowledge that you are a beautiful work in progress. You stop berating yourself for not being perfect, and instead start asking a new question. What is one small thing I can improve right now? This subtle shift in mindset transforms your deep stress into genuine curiosity. The true beauty of Kaizen is that it offers a sustainable way out of the constant anxiety of our modern, fast-paced life. We live in a world that demands we be everything at once, but Kaizen gives us permission to be small. It reminds us that consistency is far more potent than intensity. When you start small, you aren't just changing your daily schedule. You are fundamentally changing your entire relationship with personal growth itself. You stop frantically chasing the peak, and you start learning to love the climb. If you look at your life today, not as a massive project to be finished, but as a series of tiny processes to be refined, ask yourself, what is the single smallest step you could take in the next 10 minutes to make tomorrow better? What are your thoughts on this approach? Please leave a comment below. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel, and click the bell icon to stay updated. See you in the next video.